Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 1. The galaxy is a harsh, evil and deadly place for any species that dares to venture outside the natural orbit of its homeworld. Each year thousands of species in all the different galaxies in the universe venture out into the grand stars beyond. Many die instantly because of how ill-prepared they are for the harshness of an uncaring galaxy. But every so often, there is a species that makes it for a time at least. Humanity was one of those them, with a little help from the Emperor's superhuman warriors, the Angels of Death and Hope. Dr. Catherine Taylor sat at her very posh, slate-grey metal desk that hovered carefully in front of her as she switched off her holographic computer in her bright white office. She wasn't too fussed about the intense brightness of the almost glowing white walls, but it was her home for the time being. She had to admit the little orbs of sheer light that hovered near the white ceiling was a great feature of the office, and it almost made her feel like she was back home on Earth with the glorious Emperor, a definite god amongst men, but she had work to do here. It had never ever mattered to Catherine how great the enviro systems cleared, purified and scented the recycled air with hints of walnut and mint. Catherine was always going to know the smell of the real Emperor's palace that her own enviro systems tried to manufacture. But the real smell was so intense that it actually left the taste of mint ice cream on her tongue. This air did not. Instead, her mouth almost tasted dry with hints of oils, burnt ozone and iron forming on her tongue. It wasn't perfect, but she was just glad she was alive and safe and ready to work once more. Catherine had always liked all the names she had been given by the different worlds and solar systems that belonged to the great human empire. Some people called her Katie, but only her closest of friends, which were very few in number. Others called her a crazy woman because of her determination to serve her emperor that sometimes edged towards the illegal, and others called her the Mother of Angels. Catherine just smiled whenever she heard that name or reference aimed at her. Over 90,000 years ago, Catherine had helped the newly revealed Emperor of Humanity reunited Earth, and then they set towards claiming the stars for humanity. Even now Catherine didn't know why she exactly went along with the Emperor, but there was just something so charismatic, charming and godlike about him, that she just couldn't say no to him. And after all, she was a master of genetics, so she helped him to create the Angels of Death and Hope, and in a way she supposed, she helped birth a new kind of human, one that could protect humanity in a very deadly galaxy. Someone knocked on the metal door. "Dr. Catherine," a man said. Catherine rolled her eyes, and with a flick of her wrist, she commanded her office door to open. She already knew exactly who wanted to see her. It was the person in charge of this massive blade-like command cruiser. Catherine had never been one for space travel too much because she was seeking an alien artifact in the system, and until she narrowed down what the artifact actually was, where it was located, and how to get it. She was sadly stuck on the command ship until then. Thankfully, with her being so prized in the Empire, no one dared to disrupt her. This man had balls. "Doctor," the man said, bowing his head. Catherine nodded back to the man, and really focused on him. He was wearing the black standard uniform of the very top commanders within a solar system's hierarchy, and like others she had seen before, his was covered with plenty of gold medals. Including some medals showing he had fought side by side with her children, the angels, and even fought against her traitorous children. He was impressive to say the least, but none of it explained why he was here. Catherine focused on his strong jawline, short brown hair and perfect posture. She couldn't help but wonder how his genes and what secrets they might help her with. She was even tempted to get a DNA sample, but that sort of illegal curiosity was why she had been sent away from Earth in the first place. "I admit you are a lot more beautiful in the flesh than on my data slate," the man said. Catherine faked blushing. She had heard that all too much before. Men seemed to like her blonde hair most of all, and her model-like looks. That was one of the advantages of having the money and power she did. She could live for 90,000 years through medical treatments and rejuvenation treatments that she still managed to look great. "Thank you, Commander," Catherine said, gesturing him to reveal his name. "I am Superior Commander Drax of the Samuel system, named after the supreme rogue trader himself, that first discovered the system over 50,000 years ago," he said. Catherine forced herself not to react. She had actually met the cock, and he certainly didn't deserve a solar system named after him. "You wish to speak with me about someone," Catherine said. Drax nodded and leant closer to her. "You have experience with the traitor superhumans, correct?" Catherine gasped. She hadn't meant to, but she hated all reminders that her glorious creations could be corrupted against the Emperor, herself and the Empire. "I am," Catherine said. "Why?" Drax frowned. "A very large fleet made of 50 traitor warships are coming into the system, and we have never dealt with a threat like this. We have requested aid, but the nearest Angel detachment is 6 weeks away." Catherine smiled. She couldn't very well say the system was screwed, but it basically was, yet that was why he had come to her. She had had battlefield experience, she had listened to the Emperor constantly about battle strategy, and she had learnt tons over the past thousands of years. If she couldn't help them, then an entire solar system would die. Catherine wasn't having any of that.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.